Rust, the bane of a Jeep's existence, one of the leading Jeep killers around the world, responsible for countless Jeep deaths, leading them to be parted out and never be driven again. In this video, I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing to combat this Jeep killer and what you should do so that your Jeep doesn't end up like this. Hi guys, welcome back to Montana Off-Road. And while that last clip may have been a little bit of an exaggeration, rust is a major issue in America, particularly in the eastern United States. And without addressing this issue head on, you could be in for some major corrosion concerns in your future. Now, I am very fortunate to live in a part of the country where rust isn't as big of an issue. In the northwestern and western part of the country, we don't salt the roads during the winter as bad as they do in the eastern portion, as well as we don't have nearly as much of the humidity, and those are two big catalysts for corrosion on your vehicle. Now, I'm going to show you today two really cool products that are going to help you combat those issues and hopefully get some more longevity out of your frame so that you don't end up with major corrosion issues on your vehicle. All right, so now I'm going to go over the products that we're going to be using today. The first one is Rust Reformer from Rust-Oleum, and the second one is also a Rust-Oleum product called a Pro Grade Undercoating. Now you want to use these in a specific order. The reason being, this Rust Reformer is what's going to kill all the rust on your frame, making it a paintable surface again, allowing you to use the undercoat afterwards. Now if you were to use just this undercoat without using the Rust Reformer product, it basically just hold in all of that rust that's currently on your frame and allow it to continue rusting out your Jeep underneath this coating. So you're going to be in for a world of problems if you're just using this product, so make sure you pick up some Rust Reformer as well. All right guys, so to make this job a little bit easier, what I'm going to be using is a product called Rhino Ramp. Now this is a drive up lift basically for your vehicle so that you can get a little bit higher up off the ground and make it a little bit easier for you to work underneath. So I'm excited to use these, give these a shot. So I'm going to get these under the vehicle, see how it goes, and we'll go from there. All right, so I got my ramps under the vehicle. So now we're going to drive up, see how much more clearance we get. Check that out. That is going to be a big help. It's going to give me a lot more room to work with in here. Since we're going to spend a lot of time under the Jeep, it's going to be very helpful to have this extra ground clearance here. Before we use that Rust Reformer, we're going to take our drill and some type of steel wheel product, and we're going to run that across the Jeep's frame and just knock as much of that excess rust off as we possibly can. That way we have the best chance for that Rust Reformer to get into all those nooks and crannies and kill all the remaining rust on our frame. Now, like I said before, I'm very fortunate to be in a part of the country where there isn't very much rust accumulation. But if you are someone who does have a lot of rust on their vehicle, you're going to be doing the same steps that I'm going to be doing today, just maybe to a little bit more of an extent. But don't take the fact that my vehicle doesn't have very much rust as a sign that this isn't something that's going to work for your vehicle as well. All right, so while we're knocking off all that rust, we want to make sure that we're not breathing it in or getting any in our eyes. So just make sure we get a mask on here, as well as some eye protection, and let's get into it. All right guys, now that I have that step complete, admittedly, I probably did not have to do that step for my particular Jeep just because of the lack of rust that's currently on my frame. Now it is an important step for someone who does have a decent amount of rust, just so that you can give yourself the best chance to have a nice paintable surface so the Rust Reformer can do its job. So now we just need to degrease the entire frame so that we can make a nice paintable surface. So let's get into that. All right guys, as always, if you're enjoying the video so far, give me a Jeep wave by hitting that like button down below. Let's get back into it. All right, so now that the degreasing is done, we get to do the fun part, which is add our Rust Reformer. So let's go ahead and get into it. Make sure you get your mask on again for this part. Let's go ahead and spraying. So I got that coat of rust reformer on, and I will show that to you in a second. So the only thing we have left to do is add this undercoat on now. Now you're supposed to wait 24 hours before adding anything else to that rust reformer, but for the sake of this video and the sake of time, I'm gonna give it like an hour till it's dry to the touch, and then I'm gonna add my undercoating here. So would definitely recommend you follow the instructions and do it in a 24-hour period, but in my case, I'm just gonna add it an hour. So I'll go ahead and turn you around and show you the progress so far. Okay, so this is what the frame's looking like right now. Looks awesome. Kind of has that factory look to it. And if I remember right, that pro grade undercoating is kind of going to have that same appearance to it. So really excited to get that under there. I had a little bit of extra paint, so I added it right here. And I do plan on doing some other components under the Jeep, but I was just doing the frame today. But really happy with how this is turning out so far. So let's wait an hour and then get that pro grade on. All right, and just like that, the undercoat layer is done. So really excited to show you guys. So I'm gonna spin you around right now and do that. All right, so let's go on the front here and start. I did notice that there's just a little bit more texture to this other layer here. Not much, it still has that factory look to it, which I really like, but there is just a tad more texture. Super happy with how this all turned out. The frame looks great. It looks brand new, like it just came out of the factory, which is kind of what I hoped for. Pretty awesome. Take you around to the other side really quick. And there it is, guys. All right, guys, so now threefold. We've got rid of the rust that was currently on our Jeep. We've protected our Jeep against any new rust, as well as given us a factory look with our current frame. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.